Well, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and perhaps even good night, good evening, something like that. Wonderful to see you all. I am a little bit early today, and I thought I'm going to go plow on with my project that is the Synty characters and how we make them appear in DAZ Studio. I'm making great progress. Mr. Jeremy's here. Wonderful to see you. Universal exports, shaking but not stirred. I love it. This is nice. This is nice. Let's crack right on with it, with a bit of rainy Sunday, bit of dreamy beats. Can we hear it? It's not quite, it's kind of, there we go, good stuff. We got music. All we need now is me and a bit of my exciting pointer focus. And Jeremy, what do you say we start with looking at some of the sets that you've very kindly converted? I think that's a good idea to finish off the Office set. Let me just have a quick look at, before we get started with the kids. I say that every time, don't I? Before we get started with the kids. And then we do something else and we never get to the kids. That's crazy. Today we're going to get to the kids. Kids is a big project, so it might take a few days. So we're here on the Dropbox. There's the kids demo scene, there's the Office demo scene, Sci-Fi City, Sci-Fi Space, and there's shops. So let's look at Office first. Got one DAE scene, so this only came with one scene, correct? The Office, I think. And then shops came with a light version and not a light version. I like it. Thank you so much for doing that, Jeremy. I really appreciate that. This makes my life a lot easier, and I don't have to worry about that part. I just have to make sure it comes into DAZ Studio and it gets saved properly. So that's perfect. So let's try this then. In here, that is that should load from there, and then we're going to go and put it into the project that I've already got set up there, into the folder, so I can go and split those out later. That's the plan. DAE, what a cool format. If it is handled correctly, and I believe it is handled correctly in DAZ Studio. Decimator, I don't think we need. But I have it here anyway. I'm just going to go and get rid of it. Simulation settings we don't need today either, but that's cool. So, import then. This is from here, and this is Office demo scene, and it should load these textures in. So I'll go and reapply those when they're in their correct location. Oh, it's still downloading. That's cool. Head Ping, guten Abend. Thank you so much for dropping by. I appreciate you being here. I'm dealing with something very exciting that is turning the Synty guys, the Synty assets, into something that I can use in DAZ Studio. And Miss Julia is here. Wonderful to see you too. Julia, I believe, is working on some 3D projects herself right now. So that's exciting. We're all working on 3D things. Alrighty, what have we got here? We've got the 3D printer. Ah, those are the assets as they live and breathe. Let me go walk through this set. Never mind the frame rate, it's just for previewing, but they're all there, so that's beautiful. Look at that. I think some of the transparency textures haven't quite worked. I think from the demo scene, this I believe is glass here. But that's okay, we can set this up. So this definitely works. Let me go make this a bit wider. And also we can probably go and make this a bit bigger, so we can go and have a nice look at this. There we go. We've got the kitchen. Oh, nice. I'm glad you still had that, because I think that scene, that just hasn't survived my computer crash. Moin moin. Good to see you. Togudera. Hang on a minute. I can pronounce this. I can pronounce this. Togudera. Togudera? Something like that. And Headping, wonderful to see you both. Guten Abend nach Deutschland, meine lieben Freunde. I've always been meaning to do some DAZ streams in German, and I just never found the time for it. I don't know if I could actually do it, but that's kind of cool. I'd love to. Core blimey. Here's Miss Julia, indeed, yes. So these are, I think, windows here. Let's see if we can pick those up with the surface selection tool. Those things. And that. any of those. Material glass, okay. And it's all the same material. That's quite nice. So that's not an iRay material currently. Oh, right, they haven't come in as iRay materials, so they've come in as 3D light materials. That's totally cool. Let's go convert them. I suppose we're going to do this overall for all of these surfaces. And I don't know if we're going to do this today or if we're going to... Yeah, there we go. Haha. And then we can make it completely clear, or we can just make it slightly smoky, like 0.25 or something. I don't think they have an opacity map. That would just look something like this, I'd imagine. And I think I can select with the geometry selection tool, I think I can select everything by material. So if I were to go, see if we can pick out all the glass bits and pieces. Wow, they are all separate. My goodness. That is huge. Main office, but they're also grouped. So it's exactly what I'm kind of looking for here. So Control A, oops, so Control A. That might take a while. Main office, maybe like this. Like literally everything. I think he's working on it. That's just the selection. There we go. That's perfect. So, haha. Right. That is a large job. But then this is exactly what the Unity project looks like as well. So I've got everything selected. So everything that is now glass, I think I can select by this, can't I? Under tool settings. Is that possible somehow? Maybe it isn't. I'd rather not do this one by one. I mean, I could if I had to, but maybe that's a bit too much. Yeah, this doesn't seem to work. It could just be that it's too much, and I may have to go and select all of these one by one. That's going to be a bit of a problem. But at the same time, it's not actually all that many glass surfaces. So I could say pick this surface and go copy, and then pick this. Can I select multiple? I think so. What, I can't? No, I can't. Dang. Okay, so then Control V, will that work? Paste. I think it might not, because I think everything needs to be turned into an iRay shader. We might as well, while we're here, let's go and select everything. Working on it. Robert S, hello, thank you so much for following. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. And thank you so much for buying the NFT of my little spider robot. I really appreciate that. Robert, you'll be able to chat with us any moment now. I think I have about a 5 or 10 minute delay for new followers. That's literally just to keep the spam bots out. I apologize for that, but with it, I got a lot of spam bots. So apologies for that. You will be able to chat, as soon as the countdown is over. And welcome to the crim-between period, as I'd like to call it. Look at that, we've got all our surfaces here. So if I go and select all of these now, is that something I can do? Control A. That might take a little bit of time. Yes, that's perfect. And let's go, whoops. Oh. Lost my shaders here. I wonder why that is. Is it working with groups? Maybe it's just too much. Nope, that's also not working. How about just the one? Nope, literally just lost my shaders here. Ha! Oh, filter by context. There we go. Go away. That's perfect. Try this again. All of these guys. Convert all of them in one fair swoop. Shaders, iRay Uber shader. That'll take some time. And the Brian is here. Thank you so much for dropping by. Wonderful to see you, sir. The core addict, indeed, yes. She is back in the house. So nice to see you all. Oh, we're still working on it. Don't want to interrupt the process. And I'll just go, and once I take a look at, once this is all iRay, I'll have a look if I can convert some of the glass surfaces. This is the Synty Office environment that Jeremy kindly converted for me. And this is, of course, where our Synty characters will, do office-based work. So it's going to be exciting. And I might rename some of these things and make it tidy it up a little bit, because there's all these long numbers there. So I have a quick browse at that for the next 20 minutes or so, and then I'll take a look at the Synty kits and bring in some of those characters. So sets, this is another long-term project. I thought I'd focus on some of the characters first, and then once the characters are converted, I'll have a crack at the sets. But, while we're there, I thought maybe we could finish one off. So let's see. Still working on it. And the scene goes boom! It's just large, it's low poly, but still very, very large. This is going to look so nice. I've checked it that the Synty guys are actually the correct scale together with the DAZ character, so they complement one another really well. Yes, I'm looking forward to doing some demo renders in that. If I remember correctly, and we can't wander around in the viewport now, but if I remember correctly, some of these things here, some of these surfaces, they're not mapped correctly. Most of them are, but some of them are not. So we just need to apply the correct texture then, and we should all be okay. It's still working on it. And this is just converting each and every surface in the scene from 3D Light to iRay now. Just so that I can set up the properties correctly. Like those glass doors here, that and the windows. I think that's what I'm going to do. And then we're kind of done with the set for now. Everything uses the same textures here, just like with the characters. We have one base texture. Actually, have a look at it while this is doing its thing. And we have a few different variations here, just like before. So we have not that many. I think we only have 4. And we have, what else do we have? Texture screen. Oh yeah, then these are the screens here. 5 different screen variations. And then we have an arcade. So in case I wanted to put my own objects on there, that I can do that as well. Let's have a look. That's what it looks like. So these are called more or less pixel shaders. These are kind of for floors and walls and everything. This is just so that they have a color palette, and then these are for pictures on the walls and magazines and stuff like that. So that's very very nice. And we have just some variation here. So these things are a little bit different. So by just replacing the same shader on the surface, we get a little bit of variation. Much like on the characters, we have the same thing. This is for the screens. This is quite nice. You can put your own screenshots in if you wanted to do that. A little spreadsheet here. And this is kind of a Facebook-ish type website, I guess. And this is, I don't know, some other website. And then we need to increase profits. This is for the arcade. So very nice. It's just by replacing those pictures, you can just go and have your own images on there. It's very nice. We're still working on it, no problem. This might be our chance to actually, while this is working, why don't we just get started with the Blender import for the kids? If this is taking a bit of time, I don't mind. Okay, let's see. Kids are here. And we'll worry about the faceplates also. I've set up the faceplates for some of the adults. And here we go. These are literally all the kids. There are about 100 characters, so I might not be able to get them all done today. I've made some folders here. I sorted some of these files out just to make this list go down a little bit. They are mainly characters, but they're also babies. And some of them I've siphoned off in here. There's other babies down at the bottom. But these are the characters. If I double click this, then the Windows 3D viewer opens up, and this is what they look like. So they are, they're not They don't have expressions because they have faceplates. So the moment we put a faceplate on there, we can add the expression to the faceplate. So I've got those set up already. But all of these guys, they need to be imported into Blender first, unmangled, and then we need to go and give them one cohesive skeleton. And once I've done with them, I'm going to make a folder here actually, and I'll call the kits done, I'd say. Kits done, I've got it already there. So this is my folder into which I just swipe these off if and when I've done them. And sadly, I can't do this with multiple characters at a time. I have to do this character by character, but that's totally cool. The oldie sprite maps, yes, absolutely. What's in the kit source file? Okay, why don't we have a look at it before we get going here? Kit source files, let's see. Under textures, you mean? Faces human and robot. Is that what you meant? I'm not sure what you meant actually. I'll go get cracking here. I'll go and remove everything, and then I'll start with our first kit character of the day. And we'll follow the exact same principle that we did with the grown-up characters, importing them maybe in batches of 10 or 20, and then we'll go and put that batch through Wrap 3D, and then we're going to go and replace or remove the characters that we don't need in DAZ Studio, save them all out individually. Exactly what we did previously. Where are we? 3D content, Synty assets, kids pack, source files, characters. Okay, Adventure Boy. We don't want the animation. We want the armature. We want everything else. Should be okay. Scale can be left on 1. And we deal with all of this on the export. Here he is, all mangled up. And remove all that. And he can remain our kid. So you are Kid Adventure 1. That's neat. Number 2. He's kind of special because we're going to use his skeleton. So Kid Alien comes in. Grab his bone, pose control, pose, clear, transform all. And now I can go and hide his skeleton, go back to object mode. And I think if I remember correctly, I go and select him, then shift select that skeleton. I say Control P, and I'll say, what was it again? Object keep transform, armature deform. It wasn't with the automatic weights. Was it with empty groups? Oh! I've literally just edited this video this morning and I still can't remember. Control P, keep deforms. There we go. That's it. That's done that. Great. Select that skeleton, X it out. Groovy. And then I think I can go and hide these meshes as well. There we go. That's nice. Character number 3. Mr. Rod is here. How you doing, sir? Welcome. Good to see you. Robert, the 10-minute wait is over. I'm glad you could make it. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate that. Robert, meet everyone. Everyone meet Robert. Robert is a very kind man. He's been following my tutorials for a while. He's getting into DAZ Studio. He's also an NFT art collector, and he's very kindly purchased one of my spider bots from OpenSea. So very, very cool. Exciting to meet you, Robert. Alien number 2. Let's bring you in. And Robert, what I'm working on today is something that I've been meaning to do for a while, namely transform the Synty characters and make them usable in DAZ Studio. I really like the characters, and they're just so cool. They're really iconic. Shift select that, Control P, and go keep transforms. And I've been very successful with that, but of course it's a lengthy kind of process. So fourth person is Android. Here he is. But I think it's very rewarding as well, and it's just wonderful to do this you know, with everyone together in the open office. This is what we kind of call this. We get together and we just think, hey, we just hang out. Everyone's working on 3D things. Feel free to join us. Through Christmas and New Year, I decided to stream regularly every day. And that's actually quite nice for me. When I have a project to do, then that's really good. Good opportunity to catch up. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Did this not work? No, this didn't work. Okay, so hide you. Select Shift P like that. I want to see, this hasn't worked for some reason. Oh, it's because I'm selecting the wrong person, right? You, Shift select that, P, clonk. Yes. And we hide you, we make you visible, and we remove you. There we go, that's it. I might also go and save my scene, just because I know what it's like. That's Synty test. We have the blend files, and we'll say kids 01. So I'll make them, I split them up into groups of 20, I'm thinking. So kids 01 to, I guess, 05. These are 4 characters now. Let me just go make them vanish here, because I'll just pop them in here. So then the next one, that's ballerina. Men and women together. I think it doesn't matter. They all get the same skeleton, I'm thinking. Ballerina. Clear all of those. There she is. And they're quite featureless because they have attachments like hair and all that, so quite neat. Hide your skeleton. Shift select that, Control P, clonk. Then hide you, skeleton X. Righty? Yes. Goody. And you know, that is a good question. I think it's because these are rigged and posable, Robert. That's a good question, because the thing is that I need to line them up with the Genesis A pose, and that is easier if I use the FBX version, because that means I can go into pose mode and then go GY and then, whoops, I'm so sorry, RY and then, no, I'm so sorry, dang. Click a bone, RY, and then we can go and pose them. And by lining them up, it means that the next program that I'm using, this R3DS wrap, will be able to infer the shape easier. If I use the OBJ versions directly, I'd have to have a skeleton that's in the T-pose, and that would mean I'd have to use Genesis 3. And I have so much Genesis 8 content, I'd like to make that available. Good question though, this is why I'm using the FBX versions, because the OBJs are indeed available. Let's see, ballerina, cardboard robot. Here he is. At least I think they're available. I've never actually looked into it. Like in the game engine world, we all want to try and preserve existing skeletons. I mean, this comes in a little bit mangled. This works really well in Unity, but the bone rotation isn't quite correct here. But that's, you know, that's totally fine. P. Oops. I see this happened before as well. Sometimes this happens. I don't really know why that needs to go there. Could be where I am, that's possible. I'll do a little refresh when we're at number 10 or so. Cargo shorts, here we go. And I'm sure there'd be a possibility to set up little actions or scripts here, but I'm not that versed in Blender, I gotta be brutally honest. Yeah, this guy's okay again. Hide his skeleton. Shift P, keep transforms. Hide you, bring your skeleton back and remove it. And save it. Cargo shots, now we have casual. I think cargo shots we already had. Casual. Kid casual. You see that we want to hide you. Then literally, this keeps wandering, doesn't it? Then bring you back, and then X you. It doesn't really matter. I just need to make sure that. Oh, see, this one went wrong here. We had that. We already had that. Sometimes Blender just gets it wrong. So Kid Adventurer, that didn't go well. Whereas all of these guys. Shift P, and then we do that, and now it puts them all back to where they need to be. So Adventurer guy needs to come back. We've lost him. It happens. Kid Adventurer, I think it's here, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Kid Adventurer. Gotta bring you in again, man. 100 characters, my goodness. And this would be extreme amounts of work if I had to redo the skeleton for every single figure. Thankfully this lets me, you know, not do that. That's quite nice. Keep transforms, perfect. And then we're gonna hide you, and we're gonna bring you back, and ding, there we go. Could be, yes. We can probably have a look at one of the OBJs. Just out of curiosity, I don't think I've ever looked at it because I thought it's a good idea to preserve the rigging. Oop, that was a blend file. Sorry. Let's have a look at them just out of curiosity. OBJ, that is then in here, I think. No, in here. Are you familiar with the Synty assets? Have you played around with them? Polygon Office, no sorry, we need to do the kids pack, source files. Oh, these are attachments, so they are not actually the characters. These are things like helmets and stuff. That's what that is. I think maybe that is actually the reason why I'm using the FBXs, because the characters themselves don't, they didn't deliver them in OBJ. At least on previous versions they didn't. Yeah, it looks like they have the props as OBJs, but the characters are only there in... Yeah, this is hair, pigtails. So we're going to bring all that in. That's going to be exciting. And then attachments like helmets and stuff like that. Yeah, but the characters, they don't actually come in as OBJs. That would be the reason. I'm sure on previous versions I have actually seen them, the characters in OBJ format. Oh, we got casual. Cheerleader. Yes. Clear transform. Cheerleader skeleton gets hidden and you get parented to that. Cheerleader. Cowboy number 1. Yeah, let's do 2 more cowboys and then we'll see how many we have. Yeah, so that next program, I'll probably get to it today. Keep transforms, perfect. That is an absolute marvel of engineering. It can wrap one geometry around another. And that's seriously, that's just black magic, that. Cowboy number 2. Clear transform, all right. Hide skeleton, check. P, do that. Hide you. Select that skeleton and boom. Nope. A little bit of housekeeping. These guys, including Cowboy 2, goes into kits done. So that means how many do we have? 11 now. Okay, 9 more to go. I think 20. We'll do 20. I'll do that. Do you know, yes, that would be very, very good. I need an auto action. I know they are kind of available in Blender with, not that sculpting, sorry, they're scripting. That's it. So if I knew something about this, I could probably write this myself. I don't know if Blender has something like a macro recorder built in. That would be neat. That would be exactly what I need in this case to go and automate some of that. I mean, there's another thing that I might need for that in DAZ Studio, in which if we were to convert these sets properly, then there's so many little knickknacks in the office, you know, like donut boxes and coffee cups and monitors and all that. Ideally, you'd want to present those all as single props. So it's one of those things that might be something for a scripting buddy of mine who's into that sort of thing. Kid Demon. That's the Kid Demon. I like it. Hide you. Bring you back, hide you, and delete you. And this is the Kid Doctor next. All right. Kid Doctor, what will they think of next, hey? And then you can go. Yes, they do. Absolutely. That is true. You can, I mean, they probably thought about this. They look hilarious. I've tried this with the adult faceplate on the shopper, on the shops pack of adult characters, and it works. So the only thing about the existing adults is that they weren't built to have that faceplate. So while it works, they do have a drawn on mouth and everything, so that looks a little bit odd. So sometimes those things overlap, but it's no problem to tweak this. There we go. That's that. We do that. Select you, delete you. This was dress 01. Here comes Eastern. Yeah, you know, I'm going to look into seeing if I can automate some of this. That would be really cool. We do that, hide you, make you visible, do that, and then do that. Because I'm sure they have it. I'm sure they have this functionality that you record something and then just keep playing it back. Even if I just load in a character and then add one action that does exactly this, that'd be kind of good. Eastern skirt, okay. Eastern skirt. You, skeleton, control P, perfect. Hide you. Select you and delete you. Okay, a little bit of housekeeping. Demon to Eastern with Eastern skirt goes into kits done. Gotcha, we now have 16 characters. Can we do 4 more? Elf, Warrior, and Exercise 1, 2, and Explore. Then it's all the E's. Let's do that. And then it's on to bringing this into DAZ Studio. It's going to be exciting. Elf Warrior, here you go. And Brian, well done, by the way, today for making bringing Steve one step closer into DAZ Studio. Well done for attaching eyebrows and the beard. That must have been a ton of work. So, you know, well done, Brian. Awesome stuff. Well done for hanging in there and doing all this, because I know it's sometimes there's just so much stuff that you do and you think, my brain is close to meltdown. Why am I even doing all this? It is really nice. So well done. Exercise 01. Right, that is often, yes, this is often overlooked, yeah, as long as you do something on the base character, you're all golden. And the moment you have a morphed character, that's often when things go wrong. Exercise 01, come on, couple more. Oops, that's not it. Exercise 02. Shift this and then hide you, do that and do that. One more, right? I think one more. And then we're totally done here with the first 20 characters. So this is Kid Explorer. Best save something before things go wrong. Control P, hide you, make you visible, and X you. And now we all share the same skeleton, I think. I think that's how it works. Let's just make two. In fact, let's make all characters visible, and let's hope they're all standing in the same place here. Nobody needs to lie down flat, and if they are, they have to come back. There we go, that's that. Those are all the characters on the same spot now, sharing the same skeleton. We select the skeleton, go into pose mode, and then go and see if I can pose all of them at the same time. No, not all of them. So that means some of them need to still be parented. That's okay. Go back to here, select all my kids, shift select them, then shift select the skeleton, Control P, and we're going to go and parent you all. Into pose mode RY. It still doesn't work. Why not? Oh, I know. Probably. I mean, I have a suspicion. One of these guys is probably here now. Huh. Why doesn't that work then? Is it because I'm not using the correct thing? That would be one explanation. Shift T, Control P, and not Object Keep Transform. Armature deform with empty groups, because with automatic weights was terrible. Empty groups maybe. Let's see. Nothing much has changed in there. RY, and yes, that was it. Okay, so with empty groups. Gotcha. Ha! Mr. Chris, how's it going? Good to see you. So, what are your plans for the teeth? Resculpt, re-import as OBJ, literally replace all possibilities. I don't actually know how to deal with it, to be brutally honest, Brian. It's not something that I have any experience with. But it'll be interesting to, well, to essentially to think about it. How are we gonna solve that? 45. Then there. I think that's the bone. So buried in here. RY, something like that. And then to adjust this into proper increment, I have to go to axis angle, and W is going to be 45. That's that. Then we need the legs. The legs are 10. RY to figure out the general direction. Then we go switch this over to here, and then we go ding there. And then this, I think this is the other bone for the leg. RY like so. Quaternation into axis angle, make it 10. And this now matches the Genesis A pose. That's neat. Let's go and save this. Oh, go to object mode and save it. Whoops. Sorry. Control S. There we go. And that's our blend file done for the first 20 kids. Is that right? $20, yes. Wow. Woohoo! This is great. Okay, let's see if the transfer utility works on the kids, and also if wrap works with 20 characters. Whew, nothing can go wrong here. Wavefront OBJ. Let's go and export our OBJ character. So I'm going to call this kids01. We want selection only, and I need to increase the scale by 100 times. OBJ objects selection only, everything else is fine. And export. So this is going to export all these characters on top of one another, each of which will have its own surface. Let's see, the wrap. And I'm going to try and utilize a project that I have already set up, in which I just need to reload the geometries, like Brian suggested. I get so many good tips from Brian these days. It's very, very cool. I really appreciate that, Brian. Wonderful. Recent projects, namely this one here, the Office characters. I might as well use that, because that project worked really well. And all I need to do is now redefine the geometry. Synty characters here, we're repairing the geometry, we're removing small parts, we're deleting that geometry, and that then, oops, that's that. These are still the Office characters, including Santa Claus, so they all look a little bit crazy. So let's go and load our kids in here. Kids01. That's what they look like. So very different scale, but that's part of what wrap is supposed to take care of. Let's see if it can do that. So that's the original geometry. This is the repaired geometry. Looks very similar. But then once we delete polygons, it'll look like this. So those are all types of attachments removed now. And that's okay. Now Genesis is still in here. There we go. That's Genesis male. I wonder how many points we need to set here on those two guys. Oh, it knows. It's remembered. Are they correct? No, they're mangled though. They're mangled. So we have 16, 10, and 12 here. We have 0 there. Okay, we need to reset that. That's cool. We can do that. That's okay. Clear that. Clear all. Perfect. So geometry, symmetry, left and right. That's groovy. So I need to tell this software what points are matching up on each of these characters, because the shape is so different. I just need to tell it where the outer points of the hands are. And then it'll just wrap the blue geometry over to the pink one. And then DAZ Studio will have a good time, you know, putting the skeleton on. Then we're going to add the morph to bring these guys back into their original position, namely small and all that. And then Bob's your uncle, Betty's your aunt. Mona Lisa, wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate that. Happy belated holidays. I appreciate you being here. Very nice. Happy Crim Between. Yeah, this program is called ZWrap or R3DS Wrap. Actually, ZWrap is a plugin for ZBrush by the same people, but it follows the same idea. It's truly magic. I picked it up in the Black Friday sale, so I'll tell it where these points are here for the fingers. And I've got symmetry on, so it does this on both sides of the figure. Now that I've defined this hand, I need to also match these points up on the Genesis figure. Same idea. It doesn't have to be perfectly accurate, but yeah, the more accurate we make it, the better it will be. So those are the points on both hands. Then last time I also had to do this on the feet, and depending on the characters I also had to do this on the crotch, but we'll see how it goes. So here and there, not so much the toes, but kind of the outsides of the toes here and there. And we're going to do this for the back of the feet as well. Kind of here and there, I'm thinking. Which is the equivalent to kind of here and there, maybe, I'm thinking. Do you know, yeah, this is kind of a really secret weapon. I don't know how long it's been available, how long it's been out there, but it does help turn one shape into another. So for DAZ characters, particularly cool to turn something into the Genesis fit shape so that we can retain all the good things of the Genesis figure and, you know, add to it by way of a morph. Okay, let's see what this says. This says just compute. Let's see what happens. Compute. Ah, okay. It's trying, but it wasn't very successful. So we need to tell it where the head is as well. That makes perfect sense. Okay. That's okay. It didn't know. It didn't know. Let's see. Maybe we can do. Maybe we can do the shoulders here, front and back, something like that. Let's imagine where the shoulder blades are, kind of here, and maybe the top, and then maybe this here, where the collarbone begins. I'm thinking that should be good, just so that it knows where the height is. So I'm thinking something like this, the top of the shoulder, and maybe something like that. I'm actually thinking top of the shoulder is probably closer to here, and then kind of this, and then I'll say side of the head, let's see. Thinking about it, difficult to say. Let's not look at the lattice node. Let's have a look at the wrapping output. It's a bit mangled, I gotta say. There's room for improvement here for sure. Yeah, that hasn't worked out, has it? That is the one, exactly, Robert. That's exactly the one. And it's also used in fashion products. So one of the things that Daja is saying is that it becomes more and more interesting that you have a body scan of somebody and then turn that into something that a generic 3D software can understand, something onto which clothing can fit, a bit like the Genesis principle, but you have varying body scans. So a body scan has unpredictable topology. It sometimes has extremely high amounts of points, and you want to turn that into something of known shape and reduce the polygons at the same time, and this program can do that. It's very, very cool. Yes. That is what I'm trying, Brian, exactly. Yes, and the indie license, this is what me and Brian have. That was on sale during Black Friday for half price. Very cool. You can also get a plugin for ZBrush that only costs you $100 a year. That was also on sale, and that works very similar, but you need ZBrush for that to work, but it doesn't have all the features of this version. So it's good for wrapping, and it does do texture transfers to a certain extent, which this also does. So you can do transferring textures from one figure to another figure with different UVs. So it does all that. They even have a version called Wrap 4D, and that is something with which you can do animations. So also very fascinating principle. Let's have a look what's happening here with these points. Is it obvious? Because I've forgotten one. No, not forgotten, but I've accidentally attached this to his head. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen, was it? That's sometimes the bad thing about the... Oh, that was the head. I'm missing the top of the shoulder point here, though. Yeah, they both ended up on his head. Okay, no worries. Let me go and take the geometry off on either side, and I'll redo those points. So these are actually okay, 18, 20, 22, and 24. But then on the other side, this guy's supposed to go here. So just left click and drag, and that should hopefully have helped. Yeah, look at that. No more mangling. I like it. Fits you like a suit, buddy. Not bad at all. So once again, the pink geometry is the Genesis 8 figure. Oop, and we're not seeing anything. And this is the blue geometry, is now my original character that is in its same shape. The only thing I need to sort out is the crotch area, so that didn't work great. That's because I didn't define the points there. But that's cool, we can do that. So crotch, I'll just set 1 point here. And here, so I've switched the symmetry off now. And I think at the back I'm going to do the same thing. So where his it's tricky, isn't it? So let's try this bit here. But this may or may not work. I don't know. Sorry, buddy. Let's see if it works. Plonk, wears it like a suit. I love this process. Yeah, crotch is okay. So the biggie is fingers and toes and head, and basically just the overall basic shape. I mean, they're low poly characters anyway, so it doesn't really, it's not all that super critical. But we're there. I mean, look at that. Feet. As long as they're roughly in the same shape, DAZ Studio will be able to infer that skeleton. All right. Wrapping has worked. This is the output of the wrapping node. This is the output of the lattice node that brings back all the other polygons that we had removed here so that the wrapping can work, in fact. So like all these attachments like horns and boxes and stuff. And it doesn't look at all like the original Genesis character, but that's fine because we're going to go and fix that inside DAZ Studio. Okay, I'll just go and save this as a wrap project. I'll say kids01. All right. Now it's on to DAZ Studio and how to bring this into DAZ Studio and make use of it and turn it into an actual character. DAZ Studio was, in fact, yeah, this is what the kids are going to look like later. This is the ballerina, I guess. All right. In DAZ Studio, is it done? Yes, it's done. I think it's turned everything into iRay materials. This is good. I'm just going to go and save this scene out. Create a new subfolder here and call that sets, perhaps. The whole scene and nothing but the scene. Synty Office. So this could take a while to save, but it's good to do this. So then we can worry about sets another day, now that we're in the character swing of things. Goody, I'll make a new scene here. And now we'll go and bring in all our, well, first of all, I'll go and bring in my Genesis 8 base male character. The dev rig will work just fine. Female skeleton will also work fine. They share characteristics, so I'm just going to use the male character here. He doesn't get all that much love. Universal manipulator, and we don't really need to see him, he just needs to be in the scene so that he's in there, so I'll make him invisible. Now I'll go and import my my OBJ from here, which turns out I haven't actually saved. I've saved the project but not this as an OBJ coming out. So kids 01, the first 20 characters, and compute current frame. That's it, that's saved it. Now I can go and import that here. Synty test, OBJ characters, kids 01. 100% scale, should be good, should be good. And that's what they look like. So they're smaller, they're much smaller. Oh, that's OBJ characters, isn't it? I didn't mean to do this. That was wrong. We're expecting something with this similar height than Genesis, so that's not an OBJ characters. That's in wrap exports. 100%. There we go. Perfect. That's what he looks like currently. Ever so slightly scary. And from the surface, I can infer which character is what. So we should have as many surfaces as we have characters through which I can go and select these guys. So first of all, I'll give them the blocky look back by not smooth shading them. And now I will go and run this thing called the transfer utility on it. I can probably set up textures on this as well, but I might do that in a second. So assets, transfer utility, source figure is Genesis 8 male, target figure is the kids 01. We don't want to fit this, we don't want to parent this, we just want to accept it, and DAZ Studio does a good job turning this into a rigged figure now. And with this mess selected on power pose, we are now able to pose our guy any which way, which is awesome. That is really good. And we're posing all characters again, so that's neat. Let me go and set up the materials, and then we're going to bring back the original morph for the kids, and then we're going to start splitting those out as individual figures in DAZ Studio. So we'll set up the first material here, and it's just a base texture and with reduced glossiness. That is really all. No, it'll bring back the exact thing that we exported, so the proportions aren't correct. It'll make them smaller, but it'll also shift the height of the hips and all that, so the program takes care of that. It's essentially a morph target that we're going to import. Let me deal with the textures quickly, and then we can crack on with that. It's a fascinating process, and it's all about deltas and morph targets and all that. So in my folder on my desktop here, where I've got these things set up, I have a product folder which is for the Synty characters here. In it I have a textures folder, and in this I have things for the kids pack and and all the other bits and pieces. These are just the textures for the expressions. What we now need is these texture files here. Yes, namely those. And I suppose the emission and the blood map, I don't know what we're going to use it for, but you can all go and live in here. And that's just so that these textures can be referenced in a folder that when I move the folder around, DAZ Studio is going to reference these textures, and that's kind of important. We have 12 skin textures for a lot of variation, and those are A1 to D4, I believe, D3, something like that. See if we can move the kids pack, and this is it. That's the first texture. Under diffuse, not under diffuse, under glossy, we'll say glossy roughness is 0.75 so that these guys don't appear shiny. And that's the first surface. So if I go and copy this and then paste this onto all the other surfaces, then we should see a total jumbled mess of lots and lots of different characters now. But that's okay. We're going to go split those out. Later. This doesn't look great here. Some of these things look weird, but hey, we're gonna fix it all. Hopefully, that's the plan. So first things first, let's go and bring the original proportions of the kids back. That happens with the tool called Morph Loader. Object Geometry, the Morph Loader Pro. That's it. And we'll choose the original OBJ file that we imported into Wrap, namely kids01. We'll do that, we'll accept, and hopefully we'll get this message created morph successfully. And what this means is now under the parameters tab, under morphs, I have this. And that is the real size and the real proportions of the kids. And we needed to go through these hoops so that we could... Oh! Dang! Look at what happened to his arm. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, we had to go through this so that we could bring this in. I don't know what happened to basically all their arms. That's no good. So that worked well, but this did not. So it could be... This has got to do then with the OBJ that we've imported. Oh, interesting. Maybe that is wonked. Could be that I've done something in Blender that I didn't know about. Could well be. Well, Blender thing looks okay. Huh. That is not good. That looks okay. Wrap output also kind of looks okay. There's nothing wrong with that arm. Oh, is it something on the output from Blender? I'm just thinking, have I done something that yeah, that's important, isn't it? That's not what I meant. That is not what I meant. I meant this. Keep vertex order was not selected. Dun, 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 dun. That was probably why. That's already the problem in a nutshell. Possibly, I'm thinking. But it's not actually that big an issue because we can just go, I think, keep vertex order and just go over save you, kids 1A perhaps. See what happens next. And in Wrap, we're going to have to, thankfully, not do everything again, just reload this first part in which we're saying kids or 1A. What do the select points look like? Are they kind of roughly in the same position? They certainly are. So all we do is have you recompute that and hope for the best. No wonky arms, this is all still okay. Lattice node. Interesting, isn't it? So that might not have been the problem. That is also very possible. Let's see though. Kids 01A and compute current frame. Let's do this process again. I'll go and take this thing out and go and import. It could be that. It could be, do you know what? The other thing I'm going to do, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to go and close DAZ Studio down. It could be that we had this really large scene in there before. It could be that just creating a new scene that might not have been enough. So it is possible. I just want to make absolutely sure we're not, you know, nothing is broken as such. I also have 2 other versions of DAZ Studio we can try just in case. Like the beta version, and there's a publishing build, and well, we can try all of these things out just in case it doesn't work. Okay, let's go and import our wrap export, which should be kids01A. That's the new thing. That's this. Unsmooth that out. I wonder if it still remembers my material. No, it doesn't. Okay, fine. We'll do the materials in a moment. Then we'll go and bring in my friend the Genesis. Oh, that's a female skeleton. It doesn't really matter. I might just use a female skeleton. It's cool. I'm okay with it. They're certainly in the correct position right now. I can leave her visible. I don't have to. It doesn't matter. Transfer utility from Genesis 8 to the kids 01A. Don't fit. Don't parent. Smart left right filtering. Consider lines as rigid. Weight maps, selection maps, face groups, region, morph targets. Technically, we don't need the face groups. We'll see how that works. I'll make Genesis invisible. Kids are still okay. This works. It's definitely in the correct position here. With it selected, edit Object Morph Loader Pro and bring in OBJ characters kids 01. That is that, and it worked. Under morphs we have our slider and handsome, just smaller. Whew. Okay, so that is a success. That is good. That is good. Let me make sure we can't dial this up negatively, this slider. And before we deal with the materials, let's make one small tweak to the slider so that we have this guy as in the right position. So currently the skeleton, due to the morph, is still slightly higher than the character. So we need to bring that into the position of the current character. And we'll do that by going adjust rigging to shape with all of these things and hoping for the best. Come on! And yes, it's done it. Fantastic. It looks like he has a carrot nose there, but we're okay with that. We're not worried about it. Now we need to go and make sure this slider gets ERC frozen. That's just, you know, a couple of steps to this. And then we'll do that, and we can go back into here, and we should be able to move this guy now with power pose. Is that correct? Yes. Yes. The geometry is distorting a little bit, but that's totally fine. Okay, most importantly, we should be able to bring poses in on our character. Can we? Yes, we can. Look at that. I mean, it's going to look much better once we have separated the characters out, but he can walk and he can do all kinds of things. Haha! Fantastic. Sometimes there's distortions, but that's where we go and whip out our magic weight map brush tool thing, and it's going to be okay for walking and sitting and for background characters. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Woohoo! Yeah, sometimes new scenes, they don't seem to do the real clear out that I like. So sometimes it looks like maybe there's other things that DAZ Studio keeps in memory. There's also a script. I don't know if you know this, under, I think in the content library, there is one that clears out your memory. Let's see, is it under scripts? Under utilities, purge memory, that's the one. Yeah, so that's something else you can try. I think that gets rid of old maps that it keeps in memory and all that. I think. We're successful, my friends. This is great. Oh, okay, Jeremy, I'm just reading your message. Turns out it's a feature of MS Paint, which stays in effect even when the app is minimized. Oh my God, you're still using MS Paint? That's exciting. I have to close MS Paint and then all is back to normal. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Okay, let's go with the, let me bring this guy back into the A pose here. Oh, there we go. That was it. Sorry, one more redo. And you're usable, right? I didn't undo. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. That's this guy in the A pose. Let me go bring the maps on now. Then we'll save this as a scene and we'll start splitting out the characters so that we, see them in their beautiful shape that that they should be in. Diffuse is, this is the kids pack A1 or 1A. Glossy roughness 0.75, and I think that's all we need here. Copy that, paste that to all of these surfaces, and there we go. This looks much better. So we had transparency and bits and pieces there, so there was something was seriously screwed up. So we have everything that we need here now. That's perfect. Wow, I'm so glad we could do this. This is just, this is literally the cutting edge of stuff. That's just so cool. Do we have shops pack? No, we don't have the kids pack yet. So I'm going to go and create a new subfolder in here, and I'll call it kids pack. And the first thing I'll do is I'll save this guy as a subset, and I'll call this all kids 01, because there'll be more of these. There'll be another 5 of these things that I have to do in order to do all of these guys. I'll save just the kids, not the filament draw options node or the Genesis 8 character. And this is just so that we can bring this back easy. We can delete the Genesis character out. These are all our characters now. So in order to separate them out, I will use my geometry editing tool on the tool settings tab. This doesn't seem to be, this might not look intuitive, but it actually is. These are all the face groups that we have, so we've transferred those with the surface selection tool. We have the regions, but these are all the surfaces of our characters, and I can essentially go and click the plus sign to select all of them that I don't want anymore. So I'll leave the first one in place, and I'll select the other 19, and then with those in place, I'll say right click, geometry editing, delete selected polygons, or all D, which is great. And that'll now remove all these things that we don't want, and we're left with this guy. And that is one character. And he now behaves just the way we want it. And I just need to do this basically 20 times, and then we'll have 20 characters in place, which is cool. Crazy, huh? Oh, I see. Paint Shop Pro, might it be time to upgrade? I mean, if you've bought the Painter bundle, Paint Shop Pro is actually included in that. Let me see if they still have it. This is that Painter bundle, so it doesn't just come with Painter, it also comes with, yes, look, they still have it. They've elongated this for like several times now. Go for it. If you don't have it already, I strongly recommend you pick it up. It's only 25, 30 bucks, I think. Yeah, 30 bucks, and you get Painter 2021, you get Corel Paint Shop Pro 2021, and you get, I think in an video editing software, Video Studio Pro 2021, you get lots of brushes. And Paint Shop Pro is a fantastic program. If you don't have Photoshop, which I don't blame you for, it's you know, it's well worth having. So Paint Shop Pro, Brian and I have made super exciting experiments with this, in which you can batch process animations and turn them into painterly images. It'll help you add vignettes to your bits and pieces. It'll help you to make basic color corrections. It deals with layers. It has tons of AI funky filters in it, AI enlargement as well. So tons of stuff. Painter itself is a whole different ballgame. Wonderful program to create all kinds of things, including paintings from your photos. So one of those things. Yes, absolutely. Yes, it'll go probably go on YouTube. I might leave it here on Twitch as well. It'll be here on Twitch for 2 months, and I'm gonna go and export all these things over to my YouTube channel as well. No problem, Mona Lisa. Yes, it's a process. I will spend a lot more time with this process over the next few days, and I'll also work with photorealistic characters. So that's something else. I think that's a video I'm working on for DAZ and 3D SK. They have some kind of a partnership going, and we're working on a video series for them. And this program here, Wrap 3D, that will certainly get mentioned in order to turn body scans into DAZ characters. So watch out for that. Okay, let's go and save him out. A couple of things. So I'll go and call this something. What did I call this? Just kids, right? I think I might just call this kids. I want for all the surfaces to be renamed the same thing. I think I only had to take off a number there. I might just call this kids here, Control C, and then every surface that I save with any of these characters will be called the same thing, so that we can use material presets instead of shaders on that. And this guy is called, I just want to make sure we're giving him the correct name. This is probably, is he the adventurer? No, see, I don't think he is. I just need to make sure I know, I save him as the correct thing, because he didn't look like the adventurer. He looked more like the alien, didn't he? That's him. There's also Alien 02. That could also be him. No, he looks different. I think this is him. Alien 01. So I'll call him Alien 01. I might also copy that. Alien 01. And now it's on to saving all these things in here. I think Control Alt F was my shortcut I'm setting up for this. And it's in Kids Pack. And this is that trick that Chris showed me yesterday. Windows V actually brings up multiple things that you've copied into your pasteboard. It's quite funky. It's something, yeah, that's just so cool. Then we have this asset directory is here, and the product name is of course Synty Kids Pack. So this is something else that needs to be frequently put in here. So copy that out and don't compress the files and go boom. Here he is. I should have saved him with the fuller camera like this. This should have been renamed, I think, to have an exclamation mark at the front, so that it's always the first thing here. I might go and set up a camera here, just so that we have this thumbnail. Let's oversave him quickly. Control Alt F. Aliens 01. Target already exists. That's perfect. And this is all perfect. Just thumbnail changes. All right. First character. 19 more to go. Right. You're still using Paint Shop Pro. Cool, Rod. I like it. You know, you're going to have so much fun with it. I encourage you, when it comes to Painter, literally bring some time, use your Cintiq, a cup of coffee, and just go through every brush and make a couple of strokes, and hours of time will just go into will just go by, because it's just so exciting. I'm having so much fun with it. Okay, the second guy. So I'm going to select the first one, not the second one, and then everyone after that. Second character. There, I think that's it. Right click and say geometry editing, or Alt D, I keep forgetting. Alt D. Everyone's gone. Alien number 2. And this is just kids, right? Yeah, perfect. This is now Alien 2. And that can now be Control Alt F. And I'll say Alien 02. And this is now going to be the Synty Kids pack. And that should be now here. There we go. Second character. 18 more to go. Keeps you out of mischief. Oh, Rod, you know, this is something I got to tell you. Something that Julie and I remembered this morning, and I don't know why. What happened? We went to CVS. That's right. We went to CVS to pick up some bits and pieces, and what's on the shelf? A massive vat. I'm talking like this size of cheese balls. And not that we bought it, but I remember where I've seen that before. In fact, I've seen 2 of those half empty on 2 of your shelves in your lair, Rod. So I was just wondering, is that the secret diet that you're on? I wonder. So funny. Massive vat of cheese balls. First 2 deselected, third one selected, the rest deselected. I wish there was an automation that does this for me, but I'm okay here. Alt D. Aha! Who are you, my friend? I don't think we've met you. Who are you? You're not the alien. That was the other alien. You could be the android. It's hard to say without the. Yeah, you could be the android. I'm thinking. Android. Is it Android 01? We only have one Android. Okay, no worries. Android, and then this here is also Windows V, and we don't need this anymore, so we can delete that. And kids we can delete, Lambert we can delete, and the Office pack, that's actually still in there. That's cool. We don't need that anymore either. It survived. That's cool. Synty Kids pack. Oh no, I forgot to put kids in here, right? Kids, that was it. There, kids should have been in here. Control Alt F. And we'll call you Android from the Synty Kids pack. All right, Android done. Fourth character. 3 selected, fourth leaving him here. Everything else gets unselected. There. Alt D. You look like the sheriff here. Actually, you look like 2 people. You now look like someone different here. You look like the ballerina. So cute. They are featureless because we're going to add smart props to this with hair, with glasses and all that sort of thing. So that's a whole nother thing here. Yes, that cracked us up as well, especially because they're both of these vats were half empty. So very, very funny. Yes, it does, Robert. Anytime you save a scene, DAZ Studio actually creates these two files here. One is the PNG file, and then the other one is the actual scene file. And whatever happens to be framed up in the viewport becomes the thumbnail in OpenGL. So you can replace that for real products. They usually replace them with something proper, like a real render. You can also go larger than the original size, which is 91 by 91 centimeters. And that's partly why I've made myself a camera. So I just, to see what the character looks like and judge what the name is, I'm going to use my perspective view to walk around. And the camera is still here because I can go back to here and then take the same thumbnail from the same perspective. That's the plan. So I think her name was Ballerina, wasn't it? Yeah, there we go, that's her. Ballerina. Oop. Ballerina. And how are we doing on the surfaces? That's still Lambert, so we're going to do that, and we're calling it Kids. Control Alt F is essentially my shortcut for Synty Kids Pack is essentially my shortcut for this function here, plus icon. No, it's not actually, sorry. It's my shortcut for file, save as, support asset, figure prop asset. That's the shortcut I've given it, Control Alt F, just so that, because I do this often, I can just keep browsing through this. All right. 5th character. 1, 2, 3, 4 selected, 5 not selected, 6 and the rest also selected. And when I use this function, the save as figure prop asset, then DAZ Studio is going to save the whole thing as a scene, as a figure file, and will also write out the geometry so that it's distributable. I think that's the word. Kids, and you are, oops, you are, I don't know, maybe the robot? Could it be? Cardboard robot. Okay, cardboard robot. That is who you are. Whoops. Sorry, buddy. Cardboard robot. And then we go and do that. And say that. And then we'll say that. Actually, Android we don't need anymore. Kids we need. Kids pack we need. Ballerina we don't need anymore. Synty Kids pack goes in here. Ha! This is just like a well-oiled machine here. I appreciate that. Of course, Robert, no problem. No problem. 5 characters, 6-1. Who is it to be? 6-1 will leave. So I'm thinking, if I don't have time for the attachments today, but we're doing okay on time. It's only been an hour and a half, so that's kind of cool. Chris is streaming tonight at 7 p.m. and I might actually just hang around until such time and just keep working, you know, keep plowing through this. Here's another guy here, accidentally smuggled himself in. You, my friend, are Cargo Shorts. I think I've seen him before. Cargo Shorts, Kid Cargo Shorts. I'll just call him Cargo Shorts. That's kids. And then we do that. Cargo Shorts. This is kind of important here. This is where the geometry gets saved. So just to reiterate on that, where this actually goes and why this is so important to put this metadata in, this is my whole folder that is portable. So this is the whole library folder that I've mapped into DAZ Studio. So anything inside here, no matter which hard drive I put that on, this was going to be accessible. Anything inside this folder will be accessible. So my textures are referenced in the textures folder in either of these 3 packs. And these are the folders that I can see inside DAZ Studio in the library. And then data is not something I can see, but that is something where DAZ Studio saves geometry. So Javis Lewis, that's my vendor name. And then here I have all these things. Product is probably something hair long. Yeah, that I need to do something about. Usually this is where the geometry of our kids currently goes, into Synty Kids Pack. So whenever I type in that number, that name, Synty Kids Pack, this is where the actual geometry ends up. And that's important. So like the last guy we saved is in here, in cargo shorts. He has a UV set, he has a set of morphs, and he has this underlying geometry here, and this is the geometry. So the actual file that we see in here, this file also, which I've forgot to change the camera on here, that is further up here, namely in Kids Pack. So this is his image, that here, and this is the actual figure file, but it only is 160 kilometers in size, kilobytes in size, so it doesn't describe the geometry in the data folder. That's where that happens. Unlike when you save a scene file, like the all kids file, that's a scene subset, that is considerably larger here with 8 megabytes, and that is because it also contains the geometry. So it's also portable, but that is not something you would use it for your own scenes, but usually you don't distribute files like that. I don't really know why. I don't really know why we do that. Let me go and save this guy out again, just with the correct camera here, that we have a better close-up of him. Cargo shorts. I just oversave him there. Changed. So this was the 6th character. Now we use the 7th character. Seventh character is staying. And Alt D. Ding. Here we go. That is, who are you? Are you cargo shorts too? Oh, here you're casual. Got you. Casual. No worries. Casual you are. Kids. You're casual. Casual. And that's Kids Pack. In fact, we don't need you or Cardboard Robot anymore. Okay, casual Gonski. 8th character. I think 7th. Are we sure? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8th character. 6, 7. 8th character. Everyone else needs to go. And you too. You need to go too. There. You are probably kid cheerleader? No, you're not the kid cheerleader, are you? No. You're not the kid cheerleader. You are the adventurer, I think. Right? Yeah, you're the adventurer. With that strap going across it. Yeah, you're the adventurer. Gotcha. Adventurer. I don't know if I should append kid in front of everything. I'm not sure. No, Brian. A subset or a scene only contains the geometry. The textures are referenced by whatever path they were on. So if I were to reference textures on my desktop, then the scene file or the subset file will still point to that. So if I then remove it from my desktop, then load in the scene file, it will say, where is that? And you need to either relink it, or it'll come up with no texture file. Yeah, so that needs to be in a folder inside the map DAZ directory, otherwise it's not portable. So anything that's mapped here, like this here, my DAZ Synty scenes, any folder below this, the textures will be remembered, because as long as this library is mapped, then DAZ Studio will be able to read it. But if they're outside this folder, it'll remember the path, but when the texture changes, or you give this away without the texture in the exact same path, it won't load the texture. Let's give one of those things. So, and usually the routine for saving this isn't, so like this is my top folder here, this is equivalent to that. Usually what traditionally was done so that content was compatible with both Poser and DAZ Studio, inside here you had a folder called runtime, inside that you had textures, inside that you had the vendor, inside that you had the product, and then inside that you had the textures for that product. And that's still working, and it's kind of a common way to do this, but if it's a purely DAZ Studio distribution, you don't have to do it that way. Commonly then there's just a folder called textures, in which you have all your textures separated by products, like all of these. Yeah, but if you ever encounter this runtime structure, this is kind of Poser's way to identify what is that. So if it saw runtimes, I think geometries and something else, then Poser recognized this whole folder as a runtime folder, and it could work. If those directories, empty or otherwise, were not there, Poser would say, that's not a library, I'm not loading anything from that. Thanks, Poser, awesome. And that's why content creators still stick with that what's it called? With that way of saving textures. Adventurer. Have we saved you yet? No. Yeah, it's a little complex, but it doesn't have to be that way. So as long as you have your textures in a folder called textures, and inside there you have a vendor name, and inside that you have a product name, you'll be okay. Kids. All right, Adventurer, thank you very much, my friend. Who else is coming to the party? The 8th character. I'm looking forward to whatever looks like a chicken here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th character we're leaving, and everyone else needs to go. Oh no, you are the adventurer. Dang, I can't undo that. No, of course not. The 9th character then. All right. Ninth character we're leaving. Everyone else needs to go. Aha. Whoops. Oh, what? Feedback hub? No. Sorry. Microsoft. We're not dealing with the feedback hub. This is supposed to be kids. And you are cheerleader, right? Look at her. Go, go, go. Perfect. That is just so cute. Cheerleader. Oh, I've forgotten to copy it. So adventurer, I think we don't need any more. Kids we do need, casual we don't need anymore. And we'll go and call it kids back. All right, perfect. Cheerleader, who's next? So that's now 6, 7, 8, 9, the 10th character. We're halfway there. We're halfway there. This is neat. Did I say we need the 10th character? We do, don't we? think I did say that, didn't I? 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, the 10th character. Okay. I'm just, you know, double checking. And you are the sheriff. You've got to be the sheriff. Righty? Yes. With the gloves and all. Perfect. Right, yes, yes, exactly. Cyber Steve. I'm so looking forward to him using it in his own renders. We were joking yesterday that if you were to be able to make a version of Rod in 3D, right, then Rod could be inside his story. I mean, imagine how cool that would be. After 10 years of the girls from TNA, the actual creator steps into the story that he's been writing for 10 years, and his virtual Rod meets the actual virtual girls. This is where it's mentally gets seriously complicated, messes with your mind. But that would be cool. Like, you know, the Rod. That would be cool, right? Kids, you're probably the sheriff here. I think that was your name, wasn't it? Kid. Oh, Cowboy. It's called... Oh, that's interesting. So we do have Cowboy. Yeah, maybe you're Cowboy then. Cowboy 1 and Cowboy 2. Well, you're like clearly the sheriff here. But they called him Cowboy, so I might go with that naming convention as well. Nope. Wrong camera, just so that I save myself a little bit of work here. Cowboy 01. And we do Cat's Pick. Cowboy 1. Bring on the Cowboy 2. The 11th character. It's like in a football game. We're half time now. There. And this is now, whoops, this is now Cowboy 2. And then this is, so no, that's just kids, isn't it? That would have saved me a lot of work. So rather than naming this kids, I just call this whatever the product is, and that's just one less shortcut to worry about there, I think. Hey, I'll know for next time. There's always going to be a next time. Okay, Cowboy 2. 12th character. Right, like the guy who runs Spectre, like that, exactly. And then, Rod, if it happens the other way around, that's going to be slightly tricky. If the girls actually drop by your place in the real world, you think, So funny. Now we leave the 12th character. Right. Oh, who are you? My goodness, you look like Demon Boy. Goat Boy. The Kid Cowboy. Demon! Yes, he's totally the demon. Followed by the Doctor. I like it. Play Doctor with me. I love it. And this is the kids pack, and you're called Demon. Demon. So here we don't really need the cowboy anymore or the cheerleader, but this we need. Perfect. We're in this groove now here. Come on. Next person. The 13th character. That was the evil twin. I gotcha. Shouldn't, right? I hear you. What were they thinking? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th character is to be left out. Who's he? Oh, he's a doctor. Gotcha. Doctor, and currently they all have these no facial features, but that with the faceplate is just going to be so cool. We're going to set that up after this, and then we'll see if we have time for, which I think we have, for some more attachments. Synty Kids Pack, there we go, that's the Doctor. Who is number 14? There. Alt D, ka-ding, and that's also the Doctor, so we leave the Doctor at the door. And you are, oh, who are you? Maybe it's girl casual. If you were the Doctor, kid dress. Oh yes, okay. And then we have Eastern. Okay, goody. So just dress. Kids and that, and we say dress, and we say we don't need the demon anymore, or the Doctor. Okay. Ding. See if the 15th character is indeed the Eastern person. I'm still thinking, you know, control click any of these. Is that doing it? No, it's just not doing it. Just would have been nice. Eastern could be. Hard to say, but yeah, I think it is. So, yeah, I think he's got a polygon missing here. On his ear, can you see that? Poor dude, so we must make sure he has... I don't know if we can go and fill in polygons in DAZ Studio. I don't think we can do that. Poor little guy. Eastern kid, you're not going to be the favorite on the playground unless you have really thick hair. Ew. So funny. Okay, cuts Eastern. I should have copied this as well. Pa-ching. Eastern kid. Okay. Sorry about the missing polygon on your ear. So this is now 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, the 16th character. Sixteenth character. And now we have... that looks more like the Eastern character, doesn't it? But I suppose... oh, this was Eastern. This is Eastern skirt. Gotcha. That makes sense. Nice. Oops. Eastern skirt. All right. Mona Lisa, she might not even be here anymore. She might be. She had other things to do. She was gonna watch this a little bit later. I'm so glad, Brian, that we bought this program. 17th character. The 3DS wrap is one of those things that could have easily gone either way, but when I saw it, I was thinking, this is seriously cool, and the opportunities are just so exciting. Oh, you're still there. That's cool. That's cool. No worries. That's totally fine. I had feared you might not be here anymore. Elf Warrior. That's cool. I like it because, you know, when we're all working 3D, it's kind of nice to hang out together and to get the sense of community going. I really appreciate that, because doing this by myself, it will just be so super mundane. It's actually really nice to do this together with you. And we all have jobs like that, so it's awesome to hang out. It's like the open office. And if we want to keep hanging in 1 hour, we can go over to Mr. Chris's place. He is streaming something with Blender. I'll go and rate him. That's in 1 hour. And we can go and hang out there, and I can finish this off the stream, and, you know, hopefully carry on with this tomorrow, because there's just so much to do. Elf Warrior. Oh no, sorry, this is what I need to type in here. Elf Warrior. And kids. Elf Warrior. All right. That was Elf Warrior, right? I haven't renamed this. I mean, he does look like an elf. Definitely the Elf Warrior. We're expecting the exercise guy next, and then the explorers. Okay. 3 more to go, guys. Three more to go. That means we have to leave you. Oops. What did I do? That wasn't what I wanted to do. Right, there we go. Unlimited energy. I like it. Let's see. Eastern skirt and Elf Warrior we don't need anymore. That goes in here. And you are exercise 01. Exercise 01. Kids pack, there we go. Massive pack. Oh, I should have done this just so that we have him as a better thumbnail. But that's cool, we just oversave it. There we go. Exercise number 1. 2 more kids to go for the day. So Julia's working on core, Rod is working, I'm pretty sure, on something TNA, right? Brian, what are you working on? Are you taking a break from 3D? And Mona Lisa, what are you working on? Let me know, I'm always interested to exactly what are we doing in the open office as we are all co-working. Let me know. That's kids. This here is exercise 02. exercise 02, and that'll be Synty Kids Pack. All right, final person for the day. And Alt D, Plonk, you are just like a safari ranger. How interesting. What might you be? The Explorer. That is who you are. Gotcha. The Explorer. Explorer, change material into kids, check. Control Alt F. Explorer. Synty Kids Pack. Boom! All right. Oh, your metaverse ideas. How exciting, Mona Lisa. All right, so then you'll be well familiar. Yes, of course, that's how we met, wasn't it? With Chloe and Marvelous Designer. Yes, of course. How interesting. Very cool. And Rod's on your Discord. That's cool. Sneak peek for later. And Brian is packing 3D prints for a customer. Isn't that cool? That is just so cool. We have a really cool office, I have to say. Those things all together. Imagine like a big mahogany table in the middle, and everyone has this little chill out area, and we're just all... This is the metaverse, isn't it? Really, this is really what it is. This is the metaverse. We're all hanging out together, even though we're miles apart. But it doesn't matter because I feel really close to you guys. So this is what the metaverse brings to the table. Very cool. Jeremy, that's an interesting idea. I mean, you can probably just scale up the whole figure. I mean, this is one thing with adults versus kids is that the proportions are not the same. So if I bring in it's an interesting conundrum. If I bring in my Genesis 8 basic female, for example, as a reference, we can see what happens if I scale this guy up, and then we can see them side by side. So sometimes what happens with figures, if you have kids versus grown-ups and you just scale up the figure, it's just not going to look great because the proportions are all out of whack. So if I go and make this guy essentially taller, it will probably work as an adult because, you know, they're not really all that accurate here. Oh, I think DAZ Studio is not crashed. But if I bring in a real Synty adult now next to this, like maybe somebody from the Office world here, let's put her here. And you can see that the proportions are a little bit different. But I think since this is, so the head is mostly the thing that's larger with kids. Head and eyes is larger in proportion, and the leg size is often also, or the body size is often different. Whoops. But, you know, I think for a background character, it would certainly work. Hey, awesome stuff. Let's go and do faceplates first. Let's do faceplates first, and then we'll do materials. And then we have done the first 20% of the kids pack's characters. Yeah, so these are the regular Synty characters that have a drawn-on mouth and they have hair, but the kids have that as add-on. So I don't know if we're going to get to the hair today. Let's go and delete all of that. Go to the kids pack and just bring in some of these guys here. That's my little android. Nice. He's Mr. Casual here. He's the robot guy. He's the alien. So he won't work with the faceplate here, but Ballerina Woman probably will. So let's see what happens if we focus on that. So faceplates are just two, whoops, I'm so sorry, sweetie. I didn't mean to do that. Faceplates are just things they put on their faces, and I've already set up the materials in another folder for the grown-ups. Let's have some fun with that. I'll go back to my blend file here, into which I'll just leave this guy selected here. Maybe Kid Explorer, or maybe I'll go with Kid Ballerina. Just because I have set her in there. Let me go and import the faceplate into here and just make sure it lines up properly. Import, was that? No, that was also an FBX, I believe. Import FBX. And they were adult faceplates requires kids, but these are the adult faceplates. So I think they're kids faceplates, which are exactly the same. So I think source files. Attach robot face. That's something else. So we'll worry about the robot next. Where are the kids faceplates? If not in here, could be in the OBJ. But then of course it's OBJ. So textures is that. Face is human. I have to go look outside Blender because I don't know where that might be. In here, in there. Kids packs. This is definitely just the adult faceplates. SM character faceplate. Could it be under attachments here? Eyebrows. That's not it. Anything in here? Face. Kid face, that could be it. Face freckles and then robot face. Okay, so it's in here. Kid face. Yeah, that's it. That's the faceplate. So it looks like we have a generic one for both boys and girls. That's awesome. That is awesome, and it is in that character. Kid face, that's the one. No animation. Here it is. It's just a bit low, so all we need to do is GZ and pop it into kind of place here. And last time, so for the adults, I just lined this up with the chin on the bottom. And then GY to make it a bit closer. So I don't want it to intersect with the face, but I'd like it to be kind of in front of it. Let's put it in place like this. So it kind of covers the whole face. That's probably lined up okay. So just checking out what it looks like. It works with all characters except for these guys. Like no aliens, but the regular humans. Doctor dress, so that seems to work fine. Robots we don't have yet. Assuming it's the same UV mapping. Export OBJ as OBJ character, so I'll just call that kids faceplate. 100% selection only. All right, import into here. That's wrap export, so it'll probably be in here. Kids faceplate, here it is. 100%, and it should pop right into place here. Goodie. So the textures for this consist of Will it work? Oh, no, it won't work because this is a material preset and we need to rename whatever the material is on here, on that faceplate, which is called default material. So if we're going to call this one on the tool settings with this, and we go not here, we go here, and we're going to call this expression or shins. I don't quite remember what I called it. One of them will work. Yes, this one will work. Perfect. So that's the faceplate for the expression. That's neat. And now they can talk, and they can also talk with the missing tooth. So that's all set up. That's perfect. So all these guys need is now eyes and stuff like that, because otherwise, hey, that's going to be just terrible. So in order to parent this to the head, I'm going to go and open the head. I'm going to go and put the kid's faceplate directly onto the head. And I might just leave it, I'll call it kid's faceplate. And I'm going to put it into this Synty expressions folder just so that they are all in the same place. I think that's all I need to do. I do that and I call it Synty expressions. There we go. And kids face plate. And the important thing here is this one here, smart parenting. So this is also for the kids product. Yes, the important thing is this one here. So if I go and use this on another character that isn't the ballerina, I'll go and take her away. This is now that. If I go and say Synty Kids Pack, and I'll say maybe the cowboy here. And then I go back to expressions and use this on the cowboy. Then this parents directly to his head. And the important implication is that he can turn his head and he still has the laughing expression on. Haha, goody. And we can also go and select the faceplate and then go and make him smile, or maybe he smiles with a, with a missing tooth there. This is nice. Woohoo! Yes, absolutely, yes. So there's like the crying as well. That's also neat here. He can cry because it's all terrible. And then if they have eyes, the tears literally come out of the eyes, which is super nice. And then there's disgust with missing tooth and stuff. This is fun. Let's see if we can put eyes together then. Because that would, I suppose, go into the... Yes, what is that? Maybe that's a subfolder inside the kids pack, maybe? Like for attachments. Let's see what they are. Here's the adventure kit, so he can be our stand-in. Let's see. So attachments. So we have eyebrows, eyes for the female and eyes for the male. That's groovy. Why do we have two? Looks like eyebrows and eyebrows small. And we have eyes female and eyes female S. And the same for the male. Let's try eyebrows first. Whoops. Sorry, buddy. Oh, I see. So the eyebrows are rigged as well. Ooh. That's interesting. Good thing we're not faced by all this, huh? These are the eyebrows. Perfect. Are they in the correct position here? Yes, there we go. One set of eyebrows. Perfectly in place. Huh. Thankfully, we don't have to move them, so I think I can leave that in place. So I'm going to just call this one eyebrows. And I can hide this and see what the other eyebrows look like. I'm sure they would also share a skeleton, so eyebrows S. Pose, clear, transform, boom. Eyebrows, different eyebrows. Like we have two eyebrows. I don't understand. These are eyebrows S. Eyebrows S, just so that we remember here. So these versus those, are they exactly the same? I don't really understand. Maybe S for spare. Let's export them both and just see what, it's a bit like the Muppets, isn't it? See what they are, what the difference is. So we'll use export OBJ. Eyebrows. And then we'll go with, oh, I've accidentally had both eyebrows on. So these are the regular eyebrows. Select those. Eyebrows, check. And then I'll go and make these ones available. Eyebrows S. And we'll work out what they are in DAZ Studio. Here's our unsuspecting punter who's already not happy getting all these eyebrows here. There we go, one set of eyebrows. That's one set. I'll just bring in the second set as well because I'm curious if they are actually any different at all. Yeah, I don't think they are. I think they are actually exactly the same. So that's just Z fighting that we see here because they're both in the same place. I don't think they are. I think one's just spare, so I'll just stick with the regular eyebrows one. That just cuts my work down a bit. Okay, eyebrows. So I'll go and put those onto the head as well. And on the tool settings tab with the geometry editor, let's make sure, are they also called kids? Oh, that is nice. Kids eyebrows. That means our material preset will also work from the kid now. If I go and copy this shader over here, I think. Copy and then use that on the eyebrows, which is also called kids. There we are, eyebrows now. Good stuff. Okay. You got issues with your ear there, buddy. And you've got things in your ear. What's happening here? Let's hope it's nothing. So eyebrows, perfect. Let me go and save that out as well. And I'm thinking that goes into the kids subfolder. Now this is like an attachments folder. So attachments. And that would be kids attachments, eyebrows. Kids pack, smart parenting. Gotcha. Ding, perfect. Eyebrows and a faceplate. So that's the mystery of the eyebrows. And I think I might just go and delete the eyebrows S. I'll call this one here Kids01, just so that I remember. And this is the faceplate. Those are the eyebrows. And the eyebrows are currently hidden. Okay. What else is in there? Import FBX. Eyes female and eyes male. So I'm going to err on the side of caution, and I'll say the eyes female and the eyes female S. I'm just going to use the first portion and be done with it. Eyes female. Are you also rigged? Yes, you are. I can see that the eyes for a man are different to those of a woman. Goody, eyes. Eyes female, I'll go and export those out. Eyes female, check. And then we'll go and hide you, and bring in the eyes male, and then our people have eyes. Clear transform. Good stuff. A little bit more masculine this, hey? All right, get this poor guy some eyes. Import eyes male, because he's male. Very cool. Eyes male, I'll parent this to the head immediately. Check out the surface, it's called Kids003, so we're going to go and rename that into just Kids. And it also means we can then paste this on here. Those are his eyes. Eyes male, how exciting. We could even tweak the material on these so that they are a little bit more glossy if we wanted to do that. Currently everything is the same glossiness, but since there are eyes, we might as well make them a bit shiny. Wonder, why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? Eyebrows are okay, but then these guys here, glossy base, glossy, so glossy roughness. I'm just going to go make it not completely shiny, but maybe like, 0.10 or 0.1 rather. And if we go and see this in the iRay preview, then they should be a bit more shiny than the rest of the guys. I mean, that's the plan. Maybe we don't actually see that. Could well be that we don't have. Yeah, we do. Yeah, it's a little bit like that. We can always make it super shiny. It's a subtle detail, I admit. But I'll know, so... I might give him a little different expression because he's now happy because he has eyes, I'm thinking. There, he's now happy. Good stuff. Eyes male. Eyes male. Oh, is this going in the correct folder here? I think so. Nice, isn't it? And then you can just build all your characters from that. So I think there's also a lot of hair attachments that I'm looking forward to those, as well as things like wearing a bag on your head and stuff like that. And it's also low poly. It's just so cool. Eyes male. Kids pack, check. Okay, my friend. And now we'll do the same for the female. So we'll go get rid of him and get kids pack. Maybe ballerina was good enough to help us here. Do you know? No, actually, let's give a Eastern skirt. That's a nice thing. So then, you know, that's nice too. So in the attachments category, the eyebrows should already snap into place. And they do as well. Perfect. And they fit. That's neat. Now the eyes male would also fit into place, but she would look better with female eyes. So let's go and remove those eyes and bring the real eyes for the female in. Eyes female. Looking way better because it's a bit slanted. This is just so cute. So cute. Eyes female. Can we go and paste that on here? And is it also shiny? I don't think it's shiny. We need to go under glossy and yeah, make that 0. And then that goes parents onto her head. Eyes female is correct. Then we just need to rename the surface into just kids. Here we go. And then we could give an expression as well, just for the kid faceplate. There, happy. All right, perfect. With eyes female selected, eyebrows were the same. Eyes female selected. Synty kids, perfect. All right. And that is in attachments, correct? Yes, perfect. We've got eyebrows, eyes female, and eyes male. Perfect. My goodness. Do you know? Yes, absolutely. And especially when they run around a set that also looks nice and blocky. I'm actually planning to make a story with these guys and then have them as background characters and then have the high-res DAZ characters as the main characters. But, you know, I don't mind. Maybe these guys could be the main characters. I don't know. There's just so much stuff you can do with these guys. Let's see if I can find hair and stuff like that. Which, let's have a look in the folder here. So these are all the other characters. There's also babies. They're also very cute here. These are all alien babies. Like, you know, wrapped up in a little thing that are all to scale. Some are aliens, some are demons, some are goblins, some are trolls. Kids pirate. Alien baby crying. But that's not it. These are the characters. OBJ's attachment. These are all the attachments now. My goodness. Android hair. 654 items. Hair pigtails. Oh, this is environment. Hair. My goodness. How much hair do we have here? 65 items. Android hair, cowboy hair, afro hair. My God. How do we best deal with this? I think Blender can import multiple. Let's see if they will fit without any adjustment. 65 hair pieces. Whew. So I think that's in here again. Synty kids. kids source obj. So yeah, everything that's an attachment. There's also badge hearts and stuff. So everything that's an attachment is actually what it says on here. That's everything's an attachment. There's hats and stuff, wristbands, helmets. Oh my god, this is gonna take forever. It's gonna be great. Helmet soldier, knight helmet, magician wand. My god, let's focus on the hair then. Hair, mohawk, pigtails, spiky. Wow. Bandana, bone bowl. Let me go import the first 5 maybe here. Anything with A. Let's see what that looks like. So they are, yeah, they're large, but that's just, you know, because Blender. Oh, is it just one? It's not actually multiple at all. So 0.01 is the scale for this. And then we need to size it. Gotcha. But I think we can probably import this directly into DAZ Studio. I don't think we have to go via Blender since these are OBJs. So that's neat. This might be... Oops. This might be where I need the help of my clever coding buddy, who might be able to give me a script that imports multiple objects into DAZ Studio. I might even have a script for that already that I don't quite recall. I remember there used to be, I think there's a built-in script in Blender that can import, at least export multiple objects. Let's see if I can, if I go and remove her, and then we pick up oh, he was the android, gotcha. Let's grab the ballerina. I think she should work with android hair as well, right? I'm thinking. File import. Oh, this is from a different directory now. Also, the music has stopped. There we go. Good night, Togudera. I think I've got it now, Togudera. Thank you so much for hanging. I appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow with something else. Wonderful that you could make it. Superb inventory. It's an expensive pack as well, Mona Lisa. It's like about $120 list price, but currently you can pick it up for $60, I believe, from the Synty store. This is the other one that I have converted, or that I'm in the process of converting, but the kids pack, that's this one here, and that's the only one that comes with expressions. So seriously cool stuff. Yeah, these are the kits, and these are some of the scenes that they have built with it. Huge amounts of stuff. So these are all the attachments here with the swords and with the sorcerer's hat and stuff. So maybe we even have clothing. It's the first pack that was really modular. So there's just so much stuff in here. And it's all in this particular style that just makes it so, so cool. She's the ballerina with hair and caps and everything. My God. Oh, sci-fi. Gotcha. Just a quick selection. Zombies as well. My goodness. Oh my. No worries. Thank you. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for converting those scenes, Jeremy. I appreciate that. Good stuff. 3D content. Synty assets. Kits. Source files. OBJs. And then we have, I might actually just do some housekeeping. Just so that it's easier for me to to put these things together. So that I have basically one folder just with hair. Inside here, that's probably going to be easier. So anything that could be considered hair, I'll go from here, except for that, and put it into here. Alrighty, that'll be that. And then at least this removes it from here, and I can have one folder in which I could now also have hair done if I wanted to do that. Just so that I know what I've converted and what I still need to convert. So then in here, let's go with Android hair. I can't, in DAZ Studio, I can't do multiple. No, I can't do that. Android hair. And I suppose once we've worked out the correct height, it'll just be that for everybody. Oops. Oh, if that's the android's hair, that actually looks good on people too. Hard to judge the actual position. Well, let's make it 100. That's easy. Let's make it 100. That's a good value. SM character attach Android hair or 1. Okay. We might have to, you know, fiddle with that a little bit. It just says default, and I might... Shall I leave that on default? No, it needs to be called kids as well. Otherwise my material presets won't work on that. Let's convert a few while we can. Paste. There, that worked. Blonde Android hair. I like it already. Yeah, that's going to be our thumbnail. And it's 100 high, so hey, that's not bad at all. I think I might just go and take all of this away, that it just says Android hair, or do you think it might not matter? I might just despair. Yeah, I might just do that. I might just do that. And this is now in attachments. Or we could just have a different folder and we'll call it hair. Let's do that. I think that might be nicer. There's attachments and then there's hair. Let's call it hair. And then we'll call this... Oh no, hang on. Nearly. This needs to be parented. So that needs to go on top of her head. And now we'll save it. In the hair. So this is going to be Android hair. In the kids pack. Okay, perfect. One hair down. 64 to go. My God. I think people underestimate the amount of work that the small team of Synty have put in there. I mean, they're like 3 people or so in New Zealand that make this. I don't know, maybe they're more, maybe they outsource stuff, but seriously cool. Absolutely exciting. I was going to do material presets as well, but I think I might do that tomorrow. I'll just plow through some of these hairs. And then also, just as a test here, what does Girly Girl look like with the eyes and some eyebrows? Oh, that's, sorry, that was a wrong eyes here. Expressions, let's go kid's faceplate. There we go. Now she has hair, she has eyes, and she can smile. That's cool. Ooh, how exciting. This is terrible. It's not the hair color I want. But hey, it's all not a problem. Ah, we can work on that. Perfect. And then she can pronounce things as well, like this is sh, something like that. And this is and oh. I love it. There was a smirk somewhere. This was surprised, like, and then of course, I mean, these are seriously simple drawings, so you could just make your own, really. Frown. This is frown. She's oh, she's not frowning. That's a big frown. That's disgust. And these are freckles. This is an LIE overlay that's essentially a mask on top of this. It takes DAZ Studio quite a while to load, but then now she has freckles. So that also works. Which is just so cool. Do you know, oh my God, Robert, isn't that an exciting idea? Then you make basically a collection of 1,000 NFTs of this. Now that's a cool collection. That's a seriously cool collection. But it's all 3D, but blocky, you know? So it's not 2D, not hand-drawn, it could be 3D. There we go. We're an expanding organization, you can see that. Crazy stuff. So let's give a big smiley face. Maybe without the missing tooth. This is smirk. Oh yeah, there we go, smirk. That's neat. Smirk and frown. I can just about see it. I'm loving this. Oh yeah, that's with the tongue. This is just... ah. Okay. You're going to be our stand-in for the other hair. Whoops, sorry. More hair is coming up soon. That was Android hair. I think we can put that in here. And then this is Android hair 2. Okay. That's interesting. Android hair 2. I didn't know we had 2 Android hairs. So that was just 100 up. Yep, absolutely. Surface, I believe. Oh, okay. Interesting. I think I said I wanted to rename this kids here. The surface. That'll work. This needs to be parented to the head. A completely different personality. And this is then Android hair 2. Okay. Thank you. Next one. Can you believe it? We have Android hair 3. That goes on here. That needs to be renamed kids for the bits and pieces to work. Then we need to go and move this up. Now, what happened to the translation? It is now... oh, I see. Y translate needs to be here, and then we parent it. So can't move the translation before I do that. It's a parenting thing. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. No, dang. What I meant to do is paste that on there, but I've lost it now. Let's see, we can probably, we have the same shader, don't we? So it's easy to select my girl here. She has the same shader, so copy this, go to the Android hair, and then paste this same shader. All right, that's nice, like kind of shaved here. That's very cool. Very good. So this is Android hair 3 now. Who would have thought we have so many Android hairs, huh? Smart parenting, perfect. I'm kind of annoyed that she doesn't have eyes here. Let me just go over save that. Ballerina, there we go. That's a much nicer PFP, as they say. Oops. Android hair 1. So I'll go and save that over this. And literally just so that we can have a better picture here. Much nicer. 10 minutes until Mr. Chris is on the air. The Mojo Rising Jam. Wonderful to see you. How's it going? Big hello to Canada. Wonderful to see you. I'm just attaching little low polygon hair props to Synty characters. You've come just in time. I think we have time for another couple. Let's go and remove that and go and import. That's done. Now we're using, what is that? Cowboy hair. That's neat. Bring that in. First of all, give it a nice surface. And then we'll go and put a good name on this. That's for later. We'll call this kids. We'll remove most of the name here. Attach hair. Oh, that's hat. Oh, that's a hat. Hat, cowboy hair. So we made, this might be a surprise. And that goes 100 up and, oh, hang on a minute. That is the hair for a cowboy hat. That's interesting. So I don't think we're supposed to put it further up. I think it will work with the cowboy hat on top of that. So that's clever. It's basically hat hair. Cowboy hair, I like it. That looks terrible without the cowboy hat, but we haven't got that far yet. Seriously cool. I'll parent that to her head. And now we go like that. And call it cowboy hat hair, I'm thinking. Super funny. There. Done all that. Now we have Afro is next. Oh, that's already in place. That's interesting. So that didn't need to be shifted. I'm okay with that. It's called Afro 01. We need to call that kids. And then on the surfaces tab, we need to paste that in, and then that is what that looks like. I just wanted to make absolutely sure that we are in the correct position here, but yeah, it looks like we are. Ha! Yeah, just checking if it's lined up correctly with the ears and everything, but yeah, it looks like it is. That is so cool. We might even pick a slightly different camera position because that hair is just, it's just, you want to see it all. Afro parent to head, select and save. afro hair. Cool. And here are all our little thumbnails here. That's quite nice. Wow. Well, we have 5 more minutes. Let's go. Let's do more. I love it. Let's do more. Afro. So it's literally, oh, this is Afro hair 2. Excellent. Second version. It's literally just a matter of plowing through this. And then once we have these things all set up here, looks like this is also in the correct position. So I'll position that straight here. Pop that on there. And then we'll go and rename default into cuts. And then we're good. It's parented. Boom. Afro hair 2. Fantastic. It's for a personal project, so I bought these sets from the Synty store, and they are designed to be used in game engines like Unity and Unreal Engine. And you can bring them in and then essentially re-rig them and then use them in your computer game. But that's not how I want to use them. I'd like to use them here inside DAZ Studio and then use them for a comic type story. It's kind of a personal project I've been meaning to do for so many years, and it's been lacking characters and environments that I really fallen in love with, and it's happened with these guys. So the Synty characters are some of the things that I thought, hey, these would be ideal. And so the comic is about a tech company that for some reason has success. We don't really know why, but it's the main character is a boss who makes the worst decisions possible. So like he'd say, hey, we're developing a computer game, and I've tested this demo project that we had there, and I gotta tell you, I had a good time, which is of course a problem. I want customers to be super frustrated. They need to not like our product, and he basically tells his team to make it worse than it actually is, and everyone's like, what are you doing? But the company has success, and we can't really understand why. So it's kind of like that. It's a bit of a tech satire. Aha, bandana. And that's what I want to use these characters for. I have so many ideas for stories, but up until now, what has been lacking was the characters that would bring the story to life. And so I'm hoping these guys would be ideal. And that is basically what I'm converting them for. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Paste that. Look at that. He's got bandana and everything. This is great. Bandana 01, parent to head. And I'm setting this up because they don't come in this native format for DAZ Studio. So there's a lot of pre-work that I need to do, but when I'm done, I will have a bit of a library here. So this is kind of what I'm building here. This is how to select the hair, and then these are other attachments like eyebrows and stuff, and these are all types of characters that you can bring in. And this is a series for like with the kids. There's also these people are from The Office, and then there is, what else do we have? There's expressions here that I can dial in. So that's kind of the library that I'm building. There's a ton of work, but it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. There's some, I think I had shoppers as well. Yes, these shopper people. There's Santa as well, of course. Yeah, so it's a lot of choice, but that's also then the variation that then brings the story to life. Let's go save this as bandana. Boom. Bandana hair. There it is. Okay, new hair. Final hair of the day, perhaps. Depends on when Chris starts streaming. Bandana hair. This one is bone. Interesting. Bring on the bone hair. Oh, I see. That's neat. Bone 01. That can be parented already to the head. And then over in here, that needs to be called cuts. And then here, we want to paste that material on there. Oh, I see, it's kind of a... It's for the zombies and stuff. And for the wild kids. I get it. Bone. Neat. Bone hair. And I think there were two, so I'll call this bone hair 1. Oops. Hair. Oh, that's ball now. Interesting. Ah, the ball hair. I like it. That can go on here straight away. Paste that. Very good. It's a bit like the Beatles. That needs to be called kids, and then I think we've got it. We've got it. Ball hair. Okay. How's Mr. Chris doing? Is he there already? Flintstones or cave woman? Absolutely yes. That's right, Robert. Yeah, I think it's 7 o'clock. I think we're going to call it a day here. And we're going to go and raid Chris in a moment. This was the collection that we've made. So many kids characters that we've converted. We've added some attachments here, and now we have the hair, and we're going to plow on with this tomorrow. Thank you guys for dropping by and joining me. I'll be back around 4 o'clock, maybe 5, something like that, tomorrow here on Twitch, Eastern Standard Time. We're going to go and raid Mr. Chris and hopefully hang out there. I might convert some more in the background. I'll bid you adieu. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.